Okay, so welcome back. Today, just wanted to quickly talk to you about how to hold on to your palette for more than one day. It's acrylic paints, they're a little bit more expensive than some of the other materials that we're going to be using. And sometimes, even under our best intentions, we forget and we take a little bit more than we are actually going to need. But more than likely, you're going to want to save your palette because you've mixed some colors that you want to be holding on to for work at another time. Right, so if you're going to step away from your painting for more than half an hour, right, I would highly recommend that you look at sealing up your paint palette. Right, so some areas of our palette, such as like down in here where it's really, really watery, it doesn't matter what we're going to do. These areas aren't really going to be useful to us. So I would recommend that before you look at saving your palette is you do a little bit of cleanup, right? And the only reason that I might not I might leave some of this on my palette would be that it has the color that I want to try and mix again at a later time, right? But if we work cleanly and methodically, it's going to allow us to be able to have more control over our palette as well. Right? So thick paint like this, again, right? That's already dried up, right? And I just done that maybe 10 minutes ago, right? So the thinner the paint, the more quickly it dries. Okay, so I'm really just left with a couple of little dabs of paint, right? So this is just demonstration purposes, and I'm gonna want to cover this up. Ideally you would use a spritz bottle, add a little bit of moisture to the to your palette. If you're not using a wet palette. Okay, so just spritz it down a little bit so there's some moisture, right? And then you can use some tin foil, or you can also end up using some saran wrap as well. Right? So I like tin foil if I'm going to be able to kind of reuse it for a few days or different work sessions. And what I would do here is I would want to make sure that I'm keeping it fairly sealed, but I don't want to push the tin foil into the paint. So you'll notice I'm kind of keeping the tin foil up. Right? You could, with the tin foil, take a little bit of masking tape, right, and just kind of tape down some of these edges a little bit, just in order to minimize the amount of air that is getting into that work, into that area. Right? And I'm only covering up the part of the palette that I need to worry about, right? And I've just wrapped the rest of it around the edge. Right, so with a little bit of moisture underneath here and covering this up, this will be good for even a couple of days if you need to, in between times that you're able to sit down and get some work done. And as I said, tinfoil is great for multiple days and kind of cover it and uncover it. But if it's just something that's kind of like a one-off, saran wrap works well, but it's not. Unfortunately, once it's used once, it really can't be used again. All right, hopefully you have some of these materials around your house. I know we've got some in the school if you need them. Best of luck, and make sure that you save your paints, right? Use them responsibly. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.